Hello friends, it's Vince coming to you from Las Vegas, late night on my birthday, June 1st, leaning into the early morning hours of June 2nd, 2015. It was a very fun and active day at the poker tables. In fact, it started out very well, but unlike last year where I was up several $1,000s on my birthday, today I end up down about 200, so not bad, but could have been better. Of course, yesterday was the conclusion of my crazy year-long birthday quest, and fittingly it ended where it all began, right here in Las Vegas. In fact, this view of the high roller Ferris wheel was featured in most of the videos I did last summer in June, though this time around we've got a bit more of the parking garage than the actual high roller. Before I go any further, thank you all so much for the birthday love today. I was at the tables all day today, but I was able to browse Facebook and see messages as I was playing. Special thanks goes out to my girl Hebe, who did the most adorable video with her little one today. Another thank you goes out to a very special person who sent me a lovely musical greeting. And the biggest, oh my goodness, thank you goes out to my man Justin, who did the most brilliant Magnum Opus for me today. In fact, I actually put my earphones in at the table so I could listen to it. It was beautiful, it was incredibly touching. Thank you so much. I love you, my brother. So, the original plan for today, going all the way back a year ago when I began this birthday quest, was to do a big theme for myself. I even found a real piano to play it on. This is a melody that has been in my ear for much of my musical life. And long story short, it ended up being way too personal, so I'm not quite ready to share that with the world just yet. So instead, I'll talk a little bit about the background behind the birthday quest, address some frequently asked questions which I shared with some of you in person already, and talk about some interesting factoids and statistics of the birthday quest as well. An entirely random collection of different thoughts, happenings, and ideas all came together to give me the idea to do the birthday quest in the first place. My main motivation behind the birthday quest was very simple: taking the opportunity to reach out to people in a meaningful way. One of my biggest weaknesses throughout much of my lifetime has been keeping in actual touch with folks. I think back to when I was a kid, there were two very formative shows that I performed in. One was in New York and the other was a 5-month national tour. And at the end of both of those shows, we all exchanged phone numbers and addresses. We're all given a contact list with everybody's information. But in the end, I ended up not keeping in touch with anybody. And I still regret that to this day because some of those folks were so important to me in my artistic development. And that, without a doubt, is the biggest reason why I love Facebook. You can keep tabs on people, you see pictures of places they've gone, performances they've performed in, other friends that they've seen and hung out with, people getting married, having babies. It's all right there at the tip of your fingertips. The downside, of course, is that it gives you the illusion of keeping in touch without actually keeping in touch. Something very unique has been happening over the past several years. I've gotten together with so many folks who I haven't seen in 5, 10, sometimes 20 years. And what's interesting is, even though we haven't had a conversation in person for that long period of time, they knew what I was up to and I knew what they were up to. However, I had no idea that they were following along and vice versa. So that's another motivation behind the birthday quest, to take a moment to tell at least one person, hey, I'm still thinking about you. A third motivation has to do with using social media for good. It's been very curious over the past several years. There have been several articles written about what a burden Facebook is. Oh, to see my friends having such a good time makes me feel so miserable. I've always been of the opinion that you should use Facebook in the way that it is best for you. I've got close friends who are rarely on Facebook. I've got a few friends who don't even have accounts. I've got some close friends who are always on Facebook. Look, whatever fits you right, go for it. For me, not only is Facebook not a burden, I love investing an hour or 90 minutes every day to see what people are up to. There are dozens of other motivations as well. For instance, for the past 3 years, I haven't been playing piano very much, so this was a way to get my fingers working every day again. The biggest unforeseen positive of the birthday quest, hands down, is that it gave me the opportunity to reminisce and look back on every single friend that I have on Facebook. Each day, the birthday quest would begin in the exact same fashion. I'd go on Facebook and look at the list of people who were celebrating birthdays. I would then take time to reminisce about everybody. Crazy adventures, fantastic performances, good times, great times, not so good times. Of the 2,500 or so friends that I have on Facebook, less than 10 of them are people that I haven't actually met in person, and even those folks have a story. There really was no specific algorithm for who got a birthday quest theme. Of course, if it was somebody I was in regular contact with, either in person or on Facebook, it made it more likely. But sometimes there would be a day where there was somebody I really wanted to reach out to, or there might be somebody that had a very interesting story. A handful of times where I started to do a birthday quest theme for somebody, but it wasn't really gelling, so I tried somebody else on that same day, and it came together like that. Each birthday quest was a real investment of time and thought, which was a true pleasure for me. The average birthday quest took about 80 to 85 minutes from start to finish. That's choosing who's going to get the theme, thinking of different ideas on how to build their theme, experimenting with musical material, recording the video, editing it, posting it on YouTube, typing up an intro, and then posting it on Facebook. I came this close to not doing the birthday quest at all. The idea finalized in my head in January 2015, and in fact, I shared this idea with just one person way back then. That gave me 5 months to witness the biggest flaw of the birthday quest by far, and that is leaving people behind. This entire birthday quest has been such a fun and optimistic project, and that's really the type of thing I want to share with everybody. And I still so vividly remember last year, May 31st, early morning, June 1st. The sun was coming up because I was up all night preparing for day one. And I remember thinking to myself, do I really want to go through with this, knowing how many people I'm going to have to leave behind? In the end, I decided that the positives outweighed the negatives, so I ran with the project. But man, I wish I could have done a birthday quest theme for everybody. Hang on, let me do the math. About 2,500 Facebook friends, 365 days in a year, so that's about 7 people per day average. So if I could streamline the process down to 1 hour per person and could find a sponsor for me for the entire year, I could have done a birthday quest theme for everybody, averaging 7 hours per day of work on the project. Ah, the musical alphabet codes. Well, that first musical alphabet code I've had in my brain for quite a while, but I've never actually used it. I wasn't really sure how well these musical alphabet codes were going to work in the birthday quest, but all that doubt was completely erased on day 6, where the birthday girl's full name, through my musical alphabet code number 1, generated what is still one of the most beautiful melodies of any birthday quest theme the entire year. My musical alphabet codes themselves aren't some major secret, and any enterprising person could dig into the videos that I've made and figure it out eventually. Musical alphabet codes 1 and 2 are very similar in design, and the trick is that there's a bit of leeway in terms of choice, and some letters generate 2 pitches instead of 1. My musical alphabet code number 3, which I designed later in the project, is very strict, and that's probably the easiest to figure out. The birthday quest is complete, no sequels or other daily videos are planned at this point. I still will do themes for people on occasion, which I've been doing for many years, but in terms of a daily video, the last one was May 31st. I do, however, have a coda planned. This idea came to me when I decided not to post the video I was going to do for myself originally. Watch for this to happen after I get back from Vegas sometime in mid to late June. I'm not going to give any hints to what this is going to be, but it will be the most extensive and time-consuming project that I've done in the birthday quest so far. At the end of this video, I'm going to put up some slides of some interesting factoids of the birthday quest now that it's complete. Thank you all so much for joining me on this incredible journey. It has been such a rewarding experience on so many different levels. I can't put into words how much you guys mean to me and how important you are to me in my life. So I'm so thankful that I had the opportunity each day to reach out and do something special for at least a small portion of you. So, even if you aren't the biggest fan of Facebook, post the occasional status update because I guarantee you, I promise you, that hundreds of your friends, near and far, old and new, would love to hear from you and see where you're up to. So, enjoy life, stay in touch, and keep being the amazing folks that you are. I miss you guys so much, and I hope to see all of you soon. Take care.